Hi there, I'm Cullen.
And I'm Gator.
And we're from CullensABCs.com. So, Gator, what day is it? It is Live Stream Wednesday. Or whatever day you decide to watch it, right, Gator?
Yes, yes. We're doing another story in Abraham and Sarah's series.
Yes. We are.
The Visitors.
Then today's called The Visitors. That's right. So we have... Here's what the coloring page looks like. Abraham and Sarah series.
Say that 3 times.
Oh my gosh, while hopping on one leg. The Visitors. Okay, so
I know where you can find them.
Oh, yes, Gator, how about you tell us?
Go to CullensABCs.com.
Yes.
Where there is free forever membership.
Yes.
Go to Bible Stories, just download this Bible story or any others.
Yep.
People use them at home, at schools, at churches. So get them and share them, and it's free. There's all other kinds of ideas there. Of course, we've got all kinds of videos, almost 900 videos on this channel now, viewed over 65 million times.
Oh,
so you can find stuff there, and we also have a Facebook page.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, let's get started. So you guys can gather around your kiddos. We're going to read a story and answer some questions from the story. And then we'll say a prayer. And then, like Gator said, there's so much more in this lesson. These are just 3 little tiny parts of the lesson that that we're going to do today. But there are craft ideas. There's extra content. There's a song to sing. Snack. Gator always remembers the snack, doesn't he? Yes. So there's so many great things that you can do throughout the week. It doesn't have to be at one time.
One little bit.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so the visitors, Abraham and Sarah, taken from Genesis chapter 18. One hot day while Abraham was sitting by his tent, he looked up and saw 3 men that were visitors coming along the path. Abraham hurried from his tent to greet them. He asked them if they would like to rest, have some cool water to drink, and something to eat.
That was very nice of him.
Very. The visitors decided to rest and eat some food. Abraham told Sarah about the visitors, and she made a meal for them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. The visitors asked, "Where is your wife Sarah?" Abraham answered, "She is there in the tent." Then one of the men said, "About this time next year, Sarah will have a son." Sarah heard what they said. She laughed, thinking, "I am too old." God asked Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh?" Anything is possible with God. Sarah was 90 years old and Abraham was 100 years old. Well, sure enough, the next year, Sarah had a baby boy. Abraham and Sarah named him Isaac. We should trust God as we wait for him to help us. You know, Gator, I remember last week that at the end of the story we read, it talked about Abraham and Sarah and how they waited and waited and waited and waited for prayers to be answered, right? Because they wanted to have a baby. And so, so I think that's great that it says here that next year, this time, Sarah will have a son. And they waited and waited and waited for God to provide that for them. So let's answer our questions.
Okay.
So I will ask the question, and then if you want, you can type your answer in the chat, or you can just shout out your answers if you want, and Gator will too.
I'm going to.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Answer fast.
What was the man's name in the story? So it was blank and blank. It was...
Starts with the first letter of the alphabet.
Yes.
The letter A.
A. Do you remember his name? Abraham. And what was his wife's name? Abraham and...
Sarah.
Sarah. That's right. What did the 3 visitors tell Abraham and Sarah?
Thanks for all the good snacks and drinks.
I'm sure they probably did, because that was really nice of Abraham and Sarah to provide food for them and water, right? But what did they tell them that Sarah was going to have?
A baby.
A baby, that's right. Why did Sarah laugh when she heard she was going to have a baby?
Oh, I know.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember, Gator?
She was very old, so she didn't think she could have a baby.
Yes. What did Abraham and Sarah name their baby boy?
Oh.
Starts with the letter I.
Ike.
No,
Yeah.
no, Gator, keep going.
Isaac.
That's right. Is anything possible with the Lord? Yes or no answer? Yes, anything is possible. Should we trust God as we wait for him to help us? Yes, that's right.
Sometimes it's hard to wait, right?
It is. Sometimes it is so hard to wait, and it's all in God's timing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it can be anything that we would like to ask God for help with. Anything, being kind to others, being kind to our siblings, help with riding a bike. Yeah, so many things that we can ask God for help with. Waiting for snack time, yes. That's tough for you, Gator, isn't it? But God will help you. Okay, so we will say a prayer. You can decide if you want to fold your hands, raise your hands, close your eyes, open your eyes. And Gator's going to bow his head, and then I will say part of the prayer, and then Gator will repeat it, and you can repeat it with Gator, okay? Here we go. Dear God.
Dear God.
Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day.
Thank you for teaching me.
Thank you for teaching me.
In this story.
That
anything is possible with you.
That anything is possible with you.
I love you.
I love you.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. We will see you same time right here next Wednesday.
Live stream Wednesday.
Yes.
Hey,
bye.
bye.